Hello, my fellow patriots. This is Alex with Disabled Vets Perspective, and welcome to another interesting show. We're going to be talking about, hypocrisy. You might have heard a little bit about that from Pete's show. We'll just wait for him to slide on over here, and then we'll get started. Let me throw my hand up and wave. Hi. Come over here to D-Live real quick. Meemaw followed. Thank you for that. Listitudes followed me. And let's see, Miss RRC just donated an ice cream. Hello, sweetie. She just donated a lemon, too. So it's like lemon ice cream. Wouldn't that be sherbet? All right. So, hey, Margot, good to see you. James Boyd, or Bird. Boyd. Yeah, that's it. Duke Rawl, DM the mod. What happening? Gary Holland. Kenneth Nicely, Duke Rawl again. Northern Tiger. God bless America. Zombie 5. Yes, you did make it. Washington County News Station, Utah. How you doing? Susie by the sea. I am by the sea as well. Miss Mary. Good to see you. Gary Holland again there. Let's see. Eldon Gomez. How you doing? Luciano. Good to see you. There's Margot again, 12B Georgia. I hope to be getting him well offended today, because if I'm not, then I haven't finished my job completely. Hondo, good to see you. All right, so we're just waiting for Pete to knock the dew off the lily, so to speak. And, of course, it's going to pop in and pop out like it did last time. That's interesting. Angel Lawrence, how are you? Well, let's see here. I'm going to throw this back down here again and see if he can come all the way in this time, because he always flashes me and then he disappears. It's really disgusting. All right, we got him, I think. Hi, C. How you doing? All right, I'm going to add Pete the Patriot to the screen. All right.
I'm here. I am here.
Oh, I can see you. Wow, are you yelling at me or what? Let me throw up some of that. Good Lord almighty.
Am I too loud?
I could hear you from my house. No, not anymore. I had to drop my volume. I was headbanging earlier, so I had to kick up the surround sound for tunes, So how the hell are you?
You know what? I am just, if I was any happier, I'd throw up.
That's disgusting.
But it's true.
Well, I'm glad. As long as you can express that emotion horizontally and maybe throw it a few feet away, then I guess that's success.
I can do that.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna try and have a little fun today.
Okay.
I mean, I've heard about fun, but it's I don't know what it's all about, and I think it's just fake news or false stuff.
It's gotta
be. We are going to talk about as the title says, the major hypocrisy of the left.
Yeah.
And there are so many samples. I believe our show is going to be 6 hours long today. So I hope you don't have any plans.
No.
We'll just end this one and go right into fact, fiction, and beyond tonight sometime. So we're just start throwing examples up here.
Right.
Anyway, the part that I want to do to have fun is I want to try to talk about the hypocrisy of the left without using trigger words. You think you can pull that off?
Maybe. I can't commit to that, but maybe.
We'll that
see.
Just means that when we describe things, we cannot use color.
Okay.
We cannot use demographics. We can't use language. So we'll see if we can figure it out. Rui Darte de Andrea Adeo, how are you?
I love that name.
That is
rolls off your tongue.
All right, so I'll start this off because of New Mexico. Although, would that be considered a trigger word, Mexico and
Yes.
New Mexico, or should I say the new settlement of America north of Central America?
Yes. It would be the name of the country just south of us, but in a new fashion.
Right. Okay, so we got that. So
Okay.
it is the new American place north of Central America.
Right.
I want to start off talking about that one.
Okay.
And I want to talk about a young man, a young person that decided it would be a really good idea to initiate another person with an introduction into modern day skating, where he was trying to inform the man how to do it using his face. You got me so far?
Hit the dude.
Not dude, the person.
The person with
Yes.
a skateboard. Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, no, he didn't hit him with it, because that would be, violence. And, what I'm saying is that he tried to introduce him to skateboarding by showing him how, if he puts his face on the board, he can skate inverted. He was trying to explain that to him.
Gotcha.
So, yes. Okay, you got that part. So, anyway, the man, excuse me, I'm terribly sorry. The person,
yes,
that was trying to learn the skating, I guess, got frustrated that he couldn't learn it. So he started to leave. Or I'm saying I'm sorry. I meant it was starting to leave. And the instructor of the skating was trying to talk him into staying so he could continue to educate him on skating. And the person that was trying to leave pulled out a lead-tipped distant writing implement in order to draw an image on this young person, and offense was taken to that. And apparently, because of that, the student of the skating was arrested. And I just I don't know what to say about that, except for what are we supposed to do as a species when we are not allowed to write on other people with lead-tipped instruments in order to stop them from trying to force us into skating lessons? Are you keeping up?
Yeah, I'm following you perfectly. So you said exactly.
So what do you think? Andrew Silverbear, how are you? Thank you for the diamond. Appreciate it.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Politically correct way to say what happened. Now, in this case, the person who was being aggressively taught to skate should have waited until they had passed away, until they decided to use any kind of instrument to do the thing that they were doing. You follow me?
Yeah, I got you totally.
Yes.
So how do we protect ourselves from this as the I guess the people that are trying to instruct others on how to receive skate lessons horizontally, and if we don't want to be educated in skating, and we try to tell them we don't want to be educated in skating, and then because of that we get picked up by the non-combative uniformed persons and thrown into a voluntary holding facility with a relatively large lock and nice steel ornamental decorations.
Yeah. Just a word in the chat room. We're making DM dizzy. This is what the world has come to.
This is a serious subject.
Yes, this is what the world has come to.
We are required to do this.
We can't say things anymore that's in the normal. All right, this dude just got smashed with a skateboard, and what did he do, Alex? He pulled out a pistol and tried to shoot the guy. Right?
This person.
Right? You can't say man, you can't say woman, because we don't know if it's an autonomous they. It could be a they for all we know. We don't know who the hell it is, right? So we have to go through all this verbatim bullshit stuff to try and get
stuff. Yeah,
across. Stuff. I caught myself.
Yes.
Right, to go through. We can't say the things that we want to say, because then we get labeled as an insensitive racist, like Ken Nicely. So,
right.
How do you have a conversation with somebody anymore? You can't call somebody black, because that's just, what do you mean black? They're African American. The dude was born in Chicago. He's not African. He's a Chicagoan. He's a black dude that was born in Chicago. I'm a white guy who was born in Brooklyn. But your political correctness makes you a racist. I don't want to hear it.
Right.
Okay.
California Cricket's in the house. How you doing?
Oh, no, not that guy.
All right. Yeah, it's him.
It's him.
So another thing I wanted to talk about was the extremely pleasant Mrs. Maxine Waters. You know, this angel of a lady. Wonderful. That is out here. She's talking about how I guess the leader of the free world wants to assassinate potentially 1 million people. I'm sorry, I didn't mean assassinate. I meant assist in expiration of 1 million people during a speech that he's going to give in where is that? Oakland? Where's he going to?
Tulsa.
Tulsa, that's Oklahoma. It. I knew I'd think of it. I thought long enough. Yeah, she said that he wants to do that to help assisted expiration for these folks, but anybody who is out in the streets that is discussing in a very polite manner the separation between color identities or pigments or something to that effect, that those are all okay.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I said it before in my show, I think it was last week, that if Trump holds a rally, if the president of the United States holds an indoor political rally, the entire planet is going to stop spinning. The Earth's molten core will now look like a COVID-19 thing. It would have little spikes on it. And the COVID, yes, the COVID will come through the crust of the earth and kill every man, woman, child, dog, cat, chipmunk, whatever. If he holds a rally. I'm trying to be as politically correct. Yes, the earth will explode. Aliens will invade. I don't want you guys to get scared, but aliens will invade. It's worse than dogs and cats living together. It's worse. I fear
total mayhem.
Total mayhem. I fear not just for my personal safety and the safety of my family, but the planet's safety. if Tulsa, Oklahoma has 13,000 people in a building. I'm just saying. Okay, I get very emotional.
Karen over here. Oh, I understand, but Karen says, "Are you guys okay?"
No,
and
Karen, we're not.
I have to say that we're better. And
no,
we okay. Is that politically correct though?
Are we okay?
Because what we're trying to do here is we're trying to show you just how easy it is for us to get rid of all of the things of hate on this planet and have a normal conversation. So that's what Pete and I are doing right now, is we're having a normal person-to-person conversation.
But a politically correct one.
Right.
Yes.
The new America that will be accepted by the world. And as far as your last one goes, I think you blew everything, because you named all these genders. You named, you really messed up. You really showed your white privilege and your racism.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. A short little 2-minute blurt.
Look, I'm already all worried right now. Just give me a second, please. Okay. I don't want to infect anybody with the COVID while we're doing this. So, okay, I feel better now.
Much respect.
Thank you. Thank you very much. This is the way that we have to have conversations now, is we have to wear a mask. We have to respect people's what do you call that when people are sensitive? They're
emotional feelings, I would say.
Yes, their emotional feelings. We have to do all of that. I mean, this is the new society. We have to walk around, because I am a white man with my head down, so I don't come in contact with anybody that might think that I am trying to COVID them or disrespect their race, creed, color, gender. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 genders. There are 27. I don't know. All I know is I just want to be in compliance, and I'm looking for your guidance. Okay, I can't breathe. Anyway, I'm looking for your guidance for that.
Well, okay. Well, here's my guidance. Piss on this shit. We tried this for 15 minutes. I can barely understand what the hell I'm saying. As far as politically correct, this whole thing can kiss my ever-loving ass.
I was starting to get a twitch in my left eye.
Yeah, I was starting to get numb feet. I don't know if it's associated or what, but
I have no idea.
This is. Do you see just how difficult a 15-minute long explanation of politically correct takes? If you have to drop words out and describe things in their potential non-threatening manner.
And I don't understand how words, it's a word. Okay, it's coming out of my mouth. Word. It's going to hurt you. Word. It's going to hurt you. It can't do physical damage to you. If I say, Alex, you're a Nazi. You are somebody who is, da-da-da-da-da-da. You hate these people, and you do this and you do that, and you're just the worst human being on the planet. You know what you're going to do? You're going to turn around and walk away. Or beat the crap out of me.
Laugh.
Yeah, and you're going to laugh and beat the crap out of me, or you're going to turn around and walk away and say, something wrong with that dude. But to these people, if you talk out of line, if you say something out of line that's not politically correct, it's like you beat them with a baseball bat into submission. It's actually embarrassingly funny to watch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the whole point of this is that we have to be completely tolerant of other people's feelings. And in doing so, you literally have to eliminate speech.
No.
Because a feeling is objective, and everybody's got them, and they all suck. but or is that opinions? But
Yes,
anyway,
opinions.
if I hit somebody with a left, a right, and then the truth, then all of a sudden they pass out, then that's not my fault. That's their fault. And I'm not going to be sympathetic to that.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing that we're all missing here. And especially those frappuccino little dudes who think that they're some kind of tough guy, but then they crawl up in the fetal position when you say something to them. And this is your channel, so I don't care if I curse. I don't give two shits whether I hurt your feelings. Your feelings mean nothing to me. Zero.
That really hurts my feelings.
I'm just saying, if you're going to come up to me with a jacket that has all these patches that say love and peace and this, and you know what, you're aggressive and you're this and you're that and you're this, and I tell you as the soy boy wearing the patches and the pins to go F yourself because your opinion is like dog crap on my boot that I'm about 6 seconds away from stomping you to death with, then I'm the bad guy.
Well, I was just going to say I have a biker vest that has my patches from my travels and my rallies and stuff like that. But
we all got one of those.
The one that I wear, yeah, well, my patch that I had put on there says this person is medicated for your protection. Please stand back.
Absolutely.
And so that's my patch. But but here again, I listened to your explanation of this cat Raz, and yes. It's mind-boggling to me the amount of criminality that's being presented right on national television. Federal crimes being committed with no punishment, with not even an investigation. Who the hell owns all these weapons that were pulled out of the trunk of this car? Who has their signature on the purchase agreement? Do they have serial numbers? Are they even registered? Are you allowed to carry an AR-15 in that state? I mean, all these anti-Second Amendment people should be shitting themselves right now.
Dude, the police aren't even allowed to go in there. They said that the 911 calls went from 11-minute response times, from 5 to 11 minutes to 11 to 30, and now they're unresponsive in just a short few days. You got guys walking around here with semi-automatic rifles, sporting rifles, the same rifles that these people protested against that were used in Sandy Hook and the shootings in all the clubs and killed all these multiple death things. They're walking around freely with them. Where are all the people who are saying, "Oh my God, the AK-47 and the AR-15, they're going to kill everybody if they're sitting still"? Where are all these people? And then you got this guy pulling them out of a trunk and handing them out. Here you go, have one, take one.
My curiosity is that if somebody lives in Seattle, I want to know if they put the age restriction in Seattle like they have in other states where you have to be 21 or older to possess an AR.
Yes.
So that could be a felony. And of course, pulling weapons out of the back of a car and distributing them to people without a background check, of course, that's a federal crime. And
No. Stop. If you did this or I did this, it would be a federal crime. But because Blaz or Chaz, whatever the frig his name is, the dude with the gold teeth, because he's doing it, this is not a crime. Don't get the shit twisted, Alex. This is the narrative they're trying to push. If you are these people, you don't have any culpability in what's going on whatsoever. Everything that they do falls under the guise of the First Amendment. Protest. Okay,
well, here's my question. This is going to be my most direct question, because I am personally sworn to protect the laws under the Constitution. And I'm asking this for police officers. Which side are you on? Because every time I turn around, you're allowing a criminal to commit a felony and walk away while a person that is protecting themselves from said felony are being arrested.
Do you want
Which side are you on? Where the hell you at? Because
you want to know the truth?
I'm not, like many Patriots, I'm not going to keep playing this game.
Do you want to know the truth?
Only if it doesn't hurt.
Too bad. The truth is that these police officers are going to do what they're told by the mayor of the city, because they do not, under any circumstances, want to F up their pensions. They are on thin ice.
It takes a very specific person to handle it. To be able to put up with this, I can't imagine, because me personally, I would walk away with two highly swinging central fingers. And, I would tell them just exactly where to go shove that shit.
Yes, but this is not it.
Stop.
You got people in Seattle.
But we are being attacked.
Doesn't matter.
We are being attacked by the people that we are supposed to be respecting and upholding. And, we're calling them patriots, and then they are putting cuffs on our hands. It's bass backwards out here right now.
That's right. That's right. And the whole thing has to do, Alex, and you can go across all states with this. We can start in California. Why do they have such high property taxes here? Why do they have such high food taxes? Every tax in the world out here. Democratic run state. It's to pay off the insolvent pensions. Same thing in New York. You can't even drive on the damn streets without having to throw money in a basket, because the state government has borrowed from the pension funds to the point where they become insolvent. Okay?
Well, so it's kind of like the government borrowing from Social Security.
There is no Social Security.
Social Security is, it's an illusion.
It's an illusion. Okay, that's all it is. These police officers, if they say, do you want me to stand down while that guy's getting his head smashed in? Not a problem. It's not about going home at the end of the night. It's not about right or about wrong. It's about putting your kids through college. It's about building up that 401k. It's about making that money for that pension, that when they can retire at 45, if they choose to after their 20 years, or continue on in law enforcement. See, people get it twisted that you go into law enforcement. You go into law enforcement because you want to protect and serve. No, you go in for the benefits.
You want that, the government check and the benefits. But here's the thing: if you are a sworn law officer and you have a decent record, you can go to anywhere in the country and become a law enforcement officer, and there were places all over the country that will accept them with open arms. Drop it like it's snot. Drop it like it's snot.
I don't have a sound effect for snot.
Well, apparently I don't have a language for Scott either, because it just it fell out of my mouth all wrong. Thank you, Propus. Appreciate you. Conservative Patriot, good to see you here. Lisa Patriot, welcome. JB and Walter, how you doing? So I mean, this hypocrisy stuff is killing me. It's I feel like we as true red-blooded Americans are literally being attacked from every direction. We are going to reach a point where we're going to have to defend ourselves because people want us dead. And then when we defend ourselves, we have to be willing to be locked up in a cage until someone decides to fix this broken law that is out here, that it's so discombobulated. There's no law anymore at all. It's opinion. They have thrown law out the window because, in their opinion, what they're doing is not a federal crime. In our opinion, it is a federal crime. And when the attorneys and the lawyers are on the left-hand side, they use the opinion of the left that it is not a federal crime unless we do it. So it's so ridiculous right now.
Gary Holland's asked a question in the chat and says, what happens if somebody gets hurt or killed or whatever? The question, if you step down. And I'm going to answer that question, and I'm going to answer it honestly. You have to care as a law enforcement officer about people in order for that to affect you. Most of them, they don't. And I can say this because I worked with these people for a while. I understand the mentality of I want to make it home, and I don't care how I do it. You got to understand the mentality of the officers. They're in here not because they're gung-ho and they want to be police officers. They're in here for the benefits. Because there's a ton of other jobs that they could have went into.
Right. Some of them are quite literally in it because of the power position. These are probably some of them that... Yeah, I mean, some of them that may have gone through high school knocking books out of kids' hands and stuff like that, they experienced a position of power and superiority over other people, and then they join the law enforcement to do the same thing with a badge so that it becomes legal. And those people disgust me. I have no respect for them whatsoever. Uniform or no uniform, as far as I'm concerned, if you shit on your oath, and you go against the people you're supposed to protect and serve, you have no place in my respect at all.
But you're going under the assumption, Alex, that these people care about the oath that they take. That's just another step to get to where they need to get to. That's it. They want the perks of being a police officer. They want the benefits of being a police officer. They want to be able to carry that badge and that gun off duty. So when they open up their wallet at the 7-Eleven and they flip that badge out, no. You're a police officer, LAPD, LA County Sheriff's. You can have the coffee. Are you sure? You sure? I'll pay for it. No. You have it. You close your wallet and you put it back in. You're wearing a T-shirt and a pair of jeans. See, they're looking for the perks. They don't. And then once they're in that patrol car, their object from start of shift to end the shift is to go home in one piece. That's it. You would be shocked at the amount of crime that patrol officers let go because they don't want to be involved in it. And it's not a paperwork thing. They don't want to mess up getting hurt.
Yeah. Well,
you would be shocked.
How long do you believe in your heart we're going to, as Americans, allow this to continue before the people that are supposed to be supporting the men in blue and women in blue decide that they're done too? Because that's what the left wants. And unfortunately, the cops are helping them in a lot of cases. Not all cases.
Not all, but
I have a lot of good friends. A disclosure here, got a lot of good friends that are law enforcement. Definitely a lot of people that were former military in my life.
Yes.
And I have much respect for all of them. But we all think the same. But some of these officers are helping an awful lot to give the bad name to the police by doing these ridiculous grabs of people that are defending against federal crimes instead of committing them.
Yeah. I don't know if I have solutions to that. I honestly don't, because every individual is different, and it's just I don't know, man. I really don't know. For me,
here's another one
to come and knock on my door. That's all.
Yeah.
It's going to have to come and knock on my door. Right now, we are for as many things as people think. For as much as people think, We are nowhere near taking this country back. We're nowhere near it. Right now.
No, it's splitting.
No, right now, we can still go to the grocery store. We can still go to the bank. We can still make our car payments, our house payments, our credit card payments. We can go to the ice cream shop. We can go anywhere and do anything that we want to do and not be affected by any of this bullshit that's going on in Seattle or in Washington, D.C. or any place else. Until that.
Except for the COVID.
Until that happens, until that is taken away, people aren't even going to look up. They aren't even going to look up.
Yeah, they have to be made uncomfortable.
If you don't turn on CNN or Fox News or MSNBC, you have no idea what's going on in the world, and you're doing your thing. You're going to work, you're paying your house note, you're buying your groceries, you're out on Saturday washing your car in the driveway. You don't give a shit about nothing. Until those people get involved, you'll have nothing. Nothing. I open up my front door and I see it every day. People who don't have a care in the world. They don't have a care in the world. Except that the state of California is making us wear one of these under penalty of whatever the hell they put it under. To go into a grocery store. To buy groceries. And for most people...
And cops are upholding that crap.
And they're upholding it. Exactly. And for most people in California, this is nothing. Yeah, I'll put the mask on, whatever. It's nothing. So unless, Alex, it doesn't affect them directly. The majority of the people on my block are not being pulled out of their cars by police officers and murdered. I can guarantee that. They're not. It doesn't affect them. And until it does, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen.
Let's jump back up here and talk about Chaz for a minute, or Chop, or the
Chaz.
Chopper, or right, whatever. On the 4th of July, there is a group of people that is going to go and try to liberate this place. I say try, but I think it's going to be successful because there's only two choices, either peace or violence. But they're going there to liberate this community because there are people in there that really want out, and they're literally trapped in their homes. One man put up a post, I think on Facebook, said, he's had to, or no, it was actually in your chat, I think, that he said he's actually had to fire off rounds from his house, and that he's literally held up in his house and barricaded because of the people. And when they try to break in, he shoots at them. This is the kind of people that want out of this situation, but the mayor is allowing this, and not only allowing it, as soon as she caught wind that these people are coming up to liberate them, to move the barricades and reopen the facility, then she sends in her goons to put in concrete barricades. Yeah. So the problem here, what I want to get to, I just kind of built it up before I threw the scenario in there.
Right.
When these people show up, and they will show up, they're going to be standing ready to move into this place. And I will be willing to bet the cops are going to stand with their backs to Chaz and facing the Patriots to stop them from liberating this area. What do you think is going to happen if that decision is made by these officials?
Now, here's the scenario, right? Today is the 17th. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 days until July 4th when this is supposed to happen. My prediction is those bikers or whoever they are that are going to be going up to Seattle to go to that autonomous zone, in the next 10 days, 12 days, that autonomous zone is not going to be there. And those guys are going to go through, guys, girls, men, women, they, them, whoever you want to call them. They're going to ride right through. And nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. That's my prediction.
Okay, well, elaborate then. How do you think that this is all of a sudden going to close up with the support of the mayor.
It's already happening now.
If she's fully supporting it.
They're already negotiating from 6 blocks down to 3 blocks. Right? The negotiations are already happening. And there's people that are in Raz's ear, the leaders of this thing saying, listen, if we have the Mongols and the Hells Angels that for the last 40 years have been killing each other, coming here in solidarity against you, you are not going to survive it. All they would have to do is put up a picture of Laughlin, Nevada 15 years ago when they were shooting each other inside a friggin' casino and say, this is going to be what's happening in the streets. Don't think that these talks aren't happening. Bikers for Trump are not the old men guys on the big old Harleys. There's some hardcore dudes there that have no problem putting a 2-pound sledgehammer through somebody's head. Don't get it twisted. These people are not going to be there when those bikers show up. They're not. And if they are there, they're going to have the streets cleared and they're going to be wiping graffiti off the buildings. That's what's going to happen, because you can't just have a slaughter in the middle of an American city. And that's what would happen, because one of those little chop dudes is going to pull out a Glock or an AR or an AK and start shooting, and then everybody's going to die. Period. End of statement.
All right. Do you see a president getting involved if he sees this thing moving in that direction?
No, absolutely not. The president of the United States does not have any rights when it comes to the states, unless the state is being taken over by a foreign government. Which means if China came in there and did it,
they're declaring themselves a foreign government.
But they're not. They're not. As many people as they want to look at it that way, they're not a foreign government. They're not the Chinese. They're not the Russians. They're not the Ukrainians. They're not the Clintons. They're not none of those people. These are a bunch of American kids that are protesting. And yes, some of them are in their 30s, and I still call them kids because I was still doing stupid shit in my 30s. But this is not going to go down the way that all these people think it's going to go down. There's not going to be a slaughter of these people in the middle of American metropolitan cities. It's just not going to happen. They're not going to allow.
So I can quote you.
Yes, quote me on it. Quote me on it.
I hope that's right. But going back to the primary question, if the police end up standing facing off with the Patriots, is the love and the support for the police department going to be dissolved, do you think? Are the left going to win that battle by doing that?
No, they're not. They cannot, under any circumstances, have the police protecting them. They can't have it. They can't have it for optics' sake. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, I got you. I hear
right?
you. I'm just reading my chat too. So
so,
I agree.
So for the sake of optics,
I'm throwing scenarios out here because I want the negative, and then I want the alternative.
Right.
Which doesn't necessarily mean positive, but it means another angle. So I'm giving you the worst case. You're giving me the other angle.
Hold on. Rogue Ferret, am I saying that right? Rogue Ferret 17 says, I seem to be getting farther and farther out on a limb when I speak so matter-of-factly. You're telling me that I can't say with some kind of certainty that the city of Seattle is going to allow 500 bikers to come in and kill everybody in a 6-block zone? And I'm saying that's not going to happen, and I'm putting myself out on a limb for saying that? I don't think that's the case. What I do is I look at stuff in a reality kind of way. Okay, most of these people who are there because they're trying to be a part of something. They're not combat soldiers. They're not people who are going to say, I'm going to pull the trigger because Raz told me to. That's just not going to happen. If you kill a Hell's Angel, the entire state of Washington would be overrun by Hell's Angels in a matter of days. They don't just have one chapter. They got tens of thousands of them around the country and around the world. These are people that the FBI and the CIA don't want to go up against. But you're going to put them up against Chaz? Come on now. I'm not putting myself that far out on a limb. I'm just not. They're not going to allow a massacre to happen in a major metropolitan city. And that's the only way that the president can step in, is if there is a mass casualty thing going on. And that's just not going to happen. I'm sorry. That's just the way that I feel.
Right. He can federalize.
He can
federalize the National Guard, and that's one thing that is definitely within his purview. But I don't know that he will. I think that he's going to try to stay an arm's length away from this thing so that he can watch the Democrats collapse on their own weight.
Absolutely.
But Carrie Ray, thank you for following over here on D-Live. Appreciate you. And anybody else who hasn't jumped over on my D-Live for following over there, please do that, as well as Pete the Patriot.
Thank you.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, the whole show's about the hypocrisy of the left, but it's been a little bit about bringing to light the scenarios that we're facing as far as good cop, bad cop, and good citizen, bad citizen, even though I'm not a citizen, I'm a sovereign, but that's beside the point. But, we are in some of the most turbulent times that I've seen in my lifetime. And the only thing that would tip this thing over the edge would be like the riots of the 1960s. During those riots, my father in Atlanta was walking back and forth to the medical school from the house, and he always had a 38 on him. And he had to drop a guy because the guy swung a machete at him. But in that time, he was allowed to continue to go to work. He was seen basically eliminating this dude by a cop, but the cop knew the scenario, so there was no further action taken. But this is where we're running into a problem. They're going after the wrong people. This guy that did that shooting in New Mexico did everything according to the law. He tried to retreat. He used non-lethal force to try to repel the attackers.
Right.
When he had no more options, he was overwhelmed. Then and only then he pulled out lethal force to terminate the threat. And he is being locked up for it. Right. This is the thing that's killing me. You can't even obey the laws and protect yourself from being arrested anymore. No. Where the hell do we go from here?
There's a saying that I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. And it doesn't hold.
Yeah, but they both mean the same now.
But it holds true.
They mean exactly the same
ever
now.
Because.
Yeah, but I mean, you're going to be judged by 12 and put into a box potentially for the rest of your life. Are you even alive anymore? You're nothing more than a fucking animal. Excuse me for dropping the F-bomb. I didn't mean to do that. You're nothing more than an animal in a cage.
The whole point is that I'm going to defend myself whether the law is the law or not. And if I
am too.
If I that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so that's just the way that it is. I'm going to defend myself. And if I wind up in a box for the rest of my life, at least I did what I thought was right. But I'm not going to just fucking lay down. Right. I'm not just going to lay down to these people.
You too.
I'm sorry. I'm just not going to lay down to these people. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Somebody swings a skateboard.
Well, that's 2 F-bombs on my show, and I apologize for both of them. We just, this is a subject that really does get heated when you really get into this. It's almost like a back against the wall scenario with no options. So I apologize for both of us. Not normal behavior for us. And,
I mean,
you're going to hear a shit bomb on this channel, but, we'll be more careful. But,
and let me just say one thing. Rogue Ferret, I wasn't trying to be aggressive towards you in any way. I was just trying to tell you what my opinion of what's going to happen is, and that I would dollars to donuts, no pun intended. That's what's going to happen. I don't want you to think that I was yelling at you for any reason or anything like that, because we cool.
Yes, please don't think that, because that's the thing. This show does get heated.
Sometimes.
Pete and I are very close friends. We're good friends. So, this back and forth is what we enjoy. And yes, it gets hot. It gets bothered sometimes, but there's no aggression, no animosity towards anybody that's watching the show at all. It's just sometimes maybe when we say, oh yeah, well, it's the moment. So please don't take offense.
And Mark, I'm sorry,
Margot, that this is
Margot is shocked by the friggin' language in this live stream, and I just want to apologize. Because the last thing I want to do is shock Margot. That's the last thing I want to do.
Yeah. Talk about being arrested. That'll do it.
DM had a
Dangerous Freedom
new house with a cuss jar garage.
You're right. A cuss dumpster.
That's right, a cuss dumpster. But you know what?
All right. So
go ahead.
I was just saying the final question here is, where do we go from here?
That's a tough question, where we go from here, because the people who are pushing the narrative are the ones that are directing where we go. And us as conservatives, as patriots, as the people who we are not pushing the narrative. Right now, we are on, it feels like we're, the train that's on the tracks, and it starts to go so fast that the ass end is whipping. That's where I feel that we're at right now. As the patriots and the conservatives, we're on the ass end of that train that's whipping back and forth without nothing to grab onto.
So what you're saying then, in a sense, is that we are getting our asses whipped?
Not as far as us getting our asses whipped. It's that we're not in control of the narrative that's going out there. Even though we have a in the governmental sense, the Senate and the presidency, which should make us feel like we are in control, we're still not, because Republicans are a bunch of pansies, and they won't do what needs to be done in order to stop the whipping. Mitch McConnell is all over the place. He's all over the place. 1 minute he's here, 1 minute he's there, 1 minute he's doing this, 1 minute he's doing that. The president of the United States says, I'm going to step in and I'm going to do this, and nothing ever happens, which makes the whip go even further.
Right.
I love Donald Trump. I think he did a great job with the economy. His policies were spot on in a lot of senses, but the rhetoric has to stop at some time. At some time, the rhetoric has to stop. If he's gonna maintain his base voting bloc, who voted for him on the premise that he was going to straighten shit out, the rhetoric has to stop. Stick to the speech. That's why you employ the speechwriter. Yeah. Stop going off in different directions. Stop saying that you're hitting this record and that record and this record. Nobody gives a shit, dude. Correct the problems. Correct the problems. And stop with the rhetoric. And the left is very astute in pointing that out. Very astute in pointing that out. Every time the president opens his mouth, they got 10,000 fact checkers fact checking everything. Just stick to the plan.
Okay, I said that was the last question, but I actually have another question.
Ah, crap.
Now this one is the big question.
Okay.
Do you believe that this entire thing, this whole big issue, is a distraction for something even bigger?
Absolutely. 193%.
All right. Do you have any way of... Okay, 94. We got it. Do you have something that you would say this is the distraction of? What do you think might be next? What do you think we're being distracted from?
Counting ballots.
Okay. Well, that's a pretty good answer.
Thank you. This is all a distraction for the November election. This is all a distraction for the November election. You see how CNN freaks out because the president's having a rally? Over 1 million people signed up for it. There's only 19,000 seats. 1 million people signed up for it? Wait a second. We need a second wave of COVID. We need Dr. Fauci out there saying, put the masks on, put the masks on. You're all going to die. Alex, it's so
Do you
obvious.
see something as psychotic as a potential attack on this rally, either biological or otherwise?
No.
Could you see that happening?
No. The security at this thing will
It's been a concern of mine.
Yeah, the security at this thing will be ridiculous. It will be ridiculous.
I wonder if they're going to be checking temperatures.
I don't know about checking temperatures. I know there's a lot of infrared going on. There's a lot of facial recognition going on. They already said that.
Okay.
But there's not going to be the left can't allow that. They can't have those optics. That the president has a rally and all of a sudden somebody threw a hand grenade in the building. They can't have those optics. Democrats wouldn't even vote for them. They wouldn't even vote for them because they would automatically get blamed for it.
Well, very interesting.
Yeah, they could.
All right. Well,
they can do a lot of things, DM. They can do a ton of things. They could put one person in there that has a confirmed Ebola and have him spit on 3, 4, 5 people, and that would get 30,000 people infected. They can do a lot. They can do anything. They can do anything. I don't put anything out of the realm. But I don't think anything.
Well, they don't like people.
No.
They definitely do not like people. We are just in the way of their big plan. But all right, sir. I think that's got to do it. Boy, this was heated. And again, I say it was heated, but nothing adversarial. It's just the way it is here.
You say that.
I hope you guys enjoy that. Well, yeah, but my goal is to offend you to the point where you gyrate off of the screen when you try to stand up. But it's just
let me tell you
my goal in life.
I got offended when I clicked into the stream. I already was offended.
Wow.
So you did a good job.
I have got skills. That's awesome. That makes my whole day.
Well,
all right, folks, you will see us again tonight on Pete the Patriot's channel for Fact, Fiction, and Beyond. We'll have some fun there tonight, more lighthearted. 6 o'clock his time, 8 o'clock my time, 9 o'clock Eastern time. So make sure you join us there. We will be a lot different people there, I guarantee you. Anyway, so
yes.
Thank you to my mods for holding the house together. Appreciate all of you. Thanks to everybody over here on D-Live and on YouTube for hanging out with me and dropping the ice creams and the lemons and all that. And as always, Pete, God bless you, sir. Thank you so much for joining me. It was a lot of fun, and we'll do it again on Friday. See if we can't get another handful of triggers fired off. All right, everybody. Yo, stay in the fight.